So I'm very proud, Cion Corlia, to stand here as an Ulsterman, as an Irish Republican from County Antrim. It is a great honour to represent Sinn Féin in any capacity, but it's especially gratifying to receive a mandate from your peers. But while you're mar huihas a horch, the ahandina a hog a vota de Sinn Féin, agus ahandina a dobri our son Sinn Féin. I especially want to commend our candidates, including the Republican TDs here today, and their families. For almost 30 years, I represented the people of West Belfast. I am humbled and appreciative of the heroism, the generosity, and the courage of that community. And I'm equally honoured to represent the citizens of Louth and Eastmeath, and alongside our councillors there, I will continue the pioneering work of my predecessor, Arthur Morgan, in that Dáil Cionntar. It's also a great honour to be part of the Sinn Féin team here in the Oireachtas, and we will build upon the project started here by Queeving in 1997. Sinn Féin is an Irish Republican party. Our primary goal is a united Ireland. Our focus in this new Dáil will be to advance this goal and to deliver on our manifesto to the very best of our ability and to hold the government to account. Ach níl misha and céad duine ó bhfuil feirste á tugadh mar theach do Dála. 30 years ago this June, my friend Kieran Doherty, a political prisoner on hunger strike in the Hates blocks of Long Kesh, was elected as TD for Kevin Monaghan. Paddy Agnew, another prisoner, was elected for Louth, and others including Kevin Lynch, Martin Hurson and Joe MacDonald received very sizable votes in other constituency. Cara Ella, Mairead Farrell, whose anniversary is this week, stood in Cork North Central. Bobby Sands was returned as MP for Fermanagh and South Tyrone. So Cion Corlia, Sinn Féin is part of a proud continuum of struggle for a real republic, for freedom and equality and against oppression, which goes back to 1916 and beyond. That oppression visited upon our people by a foreign government in past times was unacceptable, and the economic oppression suffered by citizens under a native government in these times is just as unacceptable. Caithfear stad a Corleis, ní mór an differ in our policy Fine Gael agus policy féin a fáil. An bhliain se caite tugadh Quebec Cudge a bheith fagda chun sovereignacht an Stát seo don EU agus don IMF. In the election for this 31st Dáil, the people voted against corruption, sellout and economic oppression. They voted for change. The Fianna Fáil party in particular benefited from that desire. But the reality is that Fine Gael and Labour's programme for government implements Fianna Fáil's policy. Despite their promise of new ways, new approaches, new thinking, this government offers little of this. The Fine Gael and Labour programme is a far cry from the democratic programme of the first Dáil. That document declares that sovereignty extends not only to all men and women of the nation, but to all its material possessions, the nation's soil, all its resources, all the wealth and all the wealth-producing processes within the nation. Our natural resources, especially our oil and gas, which are worth billions, have been given away. As Luke Kelly put it, for what died the sons and daughters of Roisin? Was it greed? Was it greed that drove Wolfe Tone to a pauper's death in a cell of cold, wet stone? Will German, French or Dutch inscribe the epitaph of Emmet when we have sold enough of Ireland to be but strangers in it? To whom, cast more and you, to whom do we owe our allegiance today? To those brave men and women who fought and died, that Roisin live again with pride, or the faceless men who for mark and dollar betray her to the highest bidder. The first Dáil was committed to a programme to improve the conditions under which the working classes live and labour. There is no whisper of this in the 211th programme for government. The reality today, Akarja, is that more than 100,000 children in this state live in poverty. 450,000 people are unemployed. 1,000 citizens a week are forced to emigrate. Families who cannot afford their mortgage face and fear eviction. Sinn Féin, and I call upon every other deputy here to join in this, will oppose any eviction of any family from their home. Social protections have been sliced to satisfy the diktats of our new international masters. Universal social charge, welfare cuts, stealth taxes mean people can't pay their weekly bills. The ghost estates that litter our countryside stand as monuments to corruption and greed. The programme for government does not tackle any of this. It is a right-wing programme driven by a resurgent right-wing Fine Gael party. It commits the government to implementing Fianna Fáil's austerity programme and to the madness, the absolute lunacy of pouring public money into toxic banks. And access to vital public services like healthcare, childcare and education is determined by ability to pay rather than social need. There is no meaningful job stimulus to push the economy out of recession. There are increased charges on low and middle income families in the form of water and property taxes. There will be a sell-off of strategic state assets to multinational companies whose sole interest will be profit, and Irish citizens will pay the price. This government is determined to cut 25,000 public sector jobs and further undermine our public services and our small and medium native businesses. In short, this is the Fine Gael programme for government supported by the Labour Party. Voters were told, and I quote, Gilmore for Taoiseach. Sinn Féin said, if you vote Labour, you will get Fine Gael. And this is what happened. Mar hampla, Taffy, Charlie, Ata, Mian income, agus income níos ata forum ishka. Akta balak níos far on. Balak ella, slee ella. Say sin shasul suas, or son mincher na haran, agus son era. Kaifer Searsher, Aknomiakta, a wint amok, don cheer shaw. Ta surnig a glorog politiact nua. Every deputy speaking has said that citizens want new politics. And there is an alternative. There is a need and the possibility of politics that empowers and includes citizens. A politics that doesn't pander to elites and to the greedy and which seeks to build a new kind of Ireland. And that means making a stand for Ireland, standing up for our country and for our people. But if politics is reduced to this chamber, then it will be the old politics. Sinn Féin will campaign on all these issues in and out of this Parliament and across this island. And I'm calling on citizens to make a stand for themselves, for their neighbours, for their communities, for the vulnerable, for the disadvantaged. This is a time for active citizenship, for democratically and peacefully asserting our rights as Irish citizens. It cannot be left only to this Parliament. There is no more important time, no more relevant time for Republican politics and core Republican values. The people of our island were no mean people. We live in a great country. There is a genius, a brilliance, a wisdom, there's culture, history, there's tradition in our communities. We need to build on those. Kaifer Togoil or Nabuna Intaka Shaw. Agus Yanni Mwich Charlie Tua August Cahar a Hushant. Sinn Féin will also oppose Fine Gael's efforts to downgrade the Irish language. We will defend working families, both urban and rural. We will demand that the government holds a referendum on the banking bailout. If you expect the people to pay, then give the people their say. We will campaign for the abolition of the universal social charge. We will hold you to your promise to reverse the cut to minimum wage, and we will oppose tooth and nail the introduction of household water charges and property tax on family homes. We will also oppose attempts to sell off or privatise state assets or public services, including the health service. Sinn Féin will continue to bring forward proposals, constructive, costed proposals to create jobs, because that's the only way out of recession to get Ireland back to work. And politicians, we believe, should lead by example. So we will bring forward legislation within 100 days to cut ministerial salaries by 40% and PD salaries by 20%. We will also raise, because Ireland is greater than 26 counties, we will also raise issues of importance to people in the north, and we will expose the economic and political damage being done by partition in both states on this island. Partition, folks, makes no political sense whatsoever. It's a barrier to prosperity. A united Ireland does make sense. A single island economy does make sense. It makes economic sense. It makes political sense. Above this chamber flies our national flag, the flag of this nation, all 32 counties of it, green, white and orange. The future unity of our people is representative and represented in these colours. Sinn Féin is proud of the leadership work of Martin McGuinness and our team in the Northern Assembly. And this government must actively support the peace process and the historic mission to make friends with our unionist neighbours on the basis of equality. So our commitment as the oldest political party here, as we seek to repair the damage done by a bad Fianna Fáiling Green Party government and to confront the bad policies that this new government will seek to implement, is to make progress on all these fronts. The Taoiseach talks about recreating our proud republic. That means, Taoiseach, giving expression to the words of the proclamation Barogra na Casca and the democratic programme of Dáil, which demands freedom, which demands equality, which demands sovereignty, and which demands the empowerment of citizens across all 32 counties. It means moving, Taoiseach, beyond rhetoric. Change never comes easily. All politics and life is a matter of choices. Those of us, and I'm sure there are others outside of my party, outside of our party, those of us who stand by the Republic, the real Republic, a truly national Republic, will have our work cut out in this institution. But out there, despite the distress, there is a vitality which cannot be extinguished. The Irish people may be bruised, but we're not beaten. We are not broken. We are unbowed. So, my friends, there is hope. And because of that, everything is possible. We're a meet 'em Margaret.